Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. Today I'm checking out a 2009 Integrity 346 ES. This is a great all-purpose cruiser. It's certainly capable of doing a great look. And at the time of shooting this video, she was up for sale for $165,000 and lying in Jacksonville, Florida, and was for sale through Zeigler Yacht Sales. This one's got great proportions. She's 36 foot in length, but she's got a beam of 13.5 feet. And although she looks tall at this angle, those bimini tops and also that radar arch, those are all able to be dropped down. To allow for extended cruising, this one's got 250 gallons of fresh water, 300 gallons of fuel and 22-gallon holding tank. As we step on board, I really like those wide side decks. It's easy enough getting from the bow to the stern. I like the fact that there's a door at the lower helm, giving you great access, especially if you're single-handed cruising. Plenty of space on that coach roof that you can easily sit out or lay out here. You can relax with a glass of wine, or it would also be a great spot if you wanted to do a bit of fishing. And on the bow you see we've got an electric windlass. This can be operated from here, but it can also be operated at both the flybridge and the lower helm. The windlass also has a winch on it, so you'll see the benefit of that if you're ever going through the lock gates. And that anchor locker is deep enough that it would be in a great spot to put the bow lines while the boat's underway. We also have a deck wash up here. And then as I pan the camera around, I think this one's got a great timeless design. She's coming up in 15 years old. But in my opinion, she looks closer to 15 months. And then as we make our way aft down the other side, I like the fact that you get the solid handhold. Feels very safe and secure as we're walking down here. The overhang that you have from the flybridge, that's also got lights built into it, so I'm sure this is well illuminated at night. There is easy boarding access on both sides of the yacht, as well as obviously the transom. And then for a boat of this size and design, I think she's got a fantastic aft cockpit. Plenty of room for socialising with guests, be a great way to relax while you're cruising. And then you'll notice on the deck that there's a large access panel. This takes you down into the lazarette. And in here you have got a ton of storage space. This is a boat that was designed for somebody to stay on for extended periods of time, so storage is obviously going to be a key factor in that. And as you see here, the owner has been a fishing enthusiast. There's plenty of room in here, keeping all those rods safe and secure. You got engine spares over in the corner, extra seat covers, there's storage container totes. We've got cleaning equipment, we've got an air compressor down here. And this would also be a good spot to put those fenders in while the boat's underway, and that way they're easily accessible when you need them, but you're not going to be tripping over them while you're walking the route either. There's a solid transom door. This leads out to the bathing platform. There's a boarding ladder. You can see here we've got a rigid hull inflatable tender. And I like that this one is secured on the deck with the davits, that way you don't have to worry about towing it and dragging it while you're underway. The aft cockpit is also where you have easy access up to the flybridge. I like the fact that these ladders have got deep stairs and it's very easy to climb. And when you do make it up to the flybridge, you'll see that your friends and family can join you while you're cruising. You can easily seat probably 5 or 6 adults up here. And we've got 2 bimini covers. Those are easily retractable if needed. We do have a lifeline and a man overboard recovery system. And you can see this is where the davits are for that rigid inflatable tender. And she's a very well built boat. Everything that you touch, every time you try and open something or hold on to something, it just feels very secure and in place. She's obviously not designed for crossing the oceans, but I certainly wouldn't be worried if you get caught out in bad weather while cruising. And then those seats you see either side of the flybridge, those are on top of storage containers. And I love the fact that this one's equipped up here for cruising, not just close quarter manoeuvring. There's also more storage on either side of the wheel and the flybridge bulkhead. And then this one's got a high spec at the wheel. So to begin with, on the right hand side you're looking at the VHF radio. There's a cigarette charger, which is ideal for handheld devices including cell phone. You got your digital throttle. Yeah, this one's got bow and stern thrusters, so it's easy to close quarter manoeuvre. Full engine instrumentation, you've got the compass, controls for the windlass. You've got autopilot, and then you've got both Raymarine and also Garmin multifunction display units. And I love the fact that the helm sits almost dead centre on this yacht. You've got fantastic visibility on a 360-degree basis. So whether you're coming into an anchorage, a marina, or if you're looking at just cruising in general, you've got fantastic visibility that you always know what's around you. And I also like there's as much framework to hold on to as you walk around the flybridge, especially if the boat was underway. And if we pop back down into the aft cockpit, and this leads into the main accommodation area. My first impression was I loved how much natural light you get from all those windows, and most of the windows that you see here, they're actually opening so you can get additional ventilation as well as light. So to begin with, we've got the saloon that's on the starboard side. This seating area has got storage under the seats, and that cockpit table also has the ability to drop down and become a double berth. I also like the fact that the cockpit table itself has got leaves that you can fold in or fold out depending on how much you need. But when expanded out, it's certainly a great size for sharing a meal, but you can also use this for working on charts too. We do have additional seating in the port side, again there's storage underneath this seat. And this has the helm, the galley and the saloon almost as an all-in-one area. The galley's got good countertop space for preparing meals. And then to begin with, down below we have got a fridge that's also got an icebox built into it. Notice how clean the fridge is. It's always a telltale sign for how well the boat's been looked after. In the middle we've got plenty of storage for cleaning the materials, including a trash can built into the door. And then on the right hand side we've got the Princess. This is a gas stove and oven. If I lift this wooden board off the top, you'll see that she's got a 3-burner stovetop cooker. And then I mentioned earlier on at the start of this video how storage is a key factor for this boat. There's a lot of great design features on it. One of the ones you don't often see is this one's actually got storage overhead in the galley as well. So you've got push button mechanism, and this drops down and you can see we've got the plate stored in here. And it's done in a way where everything feels very safe and secure, whether the door's locked up or whether it's being dropped down to be accessible. We then also have another storage cabinet in here. This would probably be where you're going to put your cans and dry goods, things like that. And then underneath this compartment we've got a large LG. This is a convection microwave oven. So whether you're using this boat for weekend cruising or extended cruising, you can always prepare your favourite meals on board. And in the middle we also have a deep stainless steel sink. And as we continue forward, you see we've got a TV sitting out here for all your entertainment. We've also got plenty of access here that this would be great for plotting your next course. With plenty of storage in here for all your navigation equipment. And then up overhead you're also going to find that this one's got the builder plaque. Integrity Yachts is an Australian company. The yacht itself was manufactured in China. And in doing research for this video, I keep coming across online where they reference that this has got the same hull as an Island Gypsy. There's definitely plenty of forums and things like that online talking about how well these boats are designed and built and how great they are for cruising, whether you want to go down to the Keys in the Bahamas or whether you want to tackle the loop. And up overhead we've got the clock, the barometer, we've got the stereo, we've got the VHF, we've got the autopilot, generator controls. And it's got a very spacious and well equipped helm. There's storage underneath the helm seat. I like the fact that it's got that door access to the deck. It's got a little drop down footrest. So it's ideal if you want to stand at the wheel or if you want to sit down. And a boat like this, I love the fact it's got the traditional ship's wheel. It's a nice nautical touch to it. And then again you'll see this is well equipped. We've got a rudder angle indicator. You've got a number of toggle switches. You've also got your windlass control so that way you can operate it from here without having to go up to the bow. You do also have your bow and stern thrusters for easy docking. Full engine instrumentation. And then you've got this large multifunction display, your digital throttle, and then your fuel gauges. And as much as I love the flybridge on this yacht, I like the fact that at the lower helm you've got such great visibility. It doesn't feel like you need a flybridge. If you're single-handed cruising, you could easily bring this into the marina from the lower helm if you wanted to. And then notice that solid handhold that you've got down the centre line. So if this is pitching and rolling while you're underway, you can always hold on to something. And a few short steps takes you down to the stateroom on the bow. I love that she's got this large island berth. It's easily accessible from either side. I love the wood finish that's on this. It just again gives you that nautical vibe to it. You get great natural light and ventilation because you've got these slide opening windows on either side, and you've also got that hatch overhead. And that overhead hatch has also got the mesh screen, so you can open the hatch and keep that screen closed. You don't need to worry about any bugs coming in. And if you notice on the side, there's folders here that's got all the documentation for the boat, from maintenance records, to just how to operate different equipment in general. Next to it, we've got a little desk area. This would also double up as a vanity station if you wanted to. And then for living on board for extended periods of time, we've got plenty of full height hanging locker space here. And then on the opposite side, that's where you're going to find the heads compartment on board. And the heads compartment's got everything you'll need. You've got the toilet, which is connected to that holding tank. You've then obviously got the sink. You've got plenty of storage in here for your toiletries and personal belongings. And you do of course have the shower. And I like the fact that in here you've also got that option for opening a window to get extra ventilation. And I also like the fact that you've got a tank gauge letting you know just how much is in that holding tank. It's very much a well thought out and well laid out yacht. And the fact that everything's as easily accessible just gives you that extra confidence to take on this boat to go cruising. It doesn't feel intimidating in any way. And then if we pop back up to the main saloon, it's under this area is where you're going to find the engine room. And you're in for a treat with this one, because this one's powered by a single Yanmar, so a 4-cylinder diesel engine. She's got around 180 horsepower, but she's got just under 1,000 hours on the clock. These engines are known to be extremely economical and reliable. And then you'll notice behind the engine we've got a diesel generator in here, and she's in a great sound box. So I bet you hardly hear that generator running, especially when you're at anchor. And then because this one's only got a single engine, there's a ton of room down in the engine room for carrying out any maintenance and repairs. But in front of the engine there's also room that you could easily put down more storage totes if you wanted to, especially with engine spares, things like that. And I only opened one access panel to get down here, but there is actually 2 access panels, so if you're doing major work you've got plenty of room in here. And if you're paying an engineer, more room means it will take less time, and less time is going to save you on that hourly rate. I'd like to thank Mark once again for the opportunity to come down and take a look at this one. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comment down below. And if you haven't done so already, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, it really does make a difference. I look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.